Good girl.
Whether it's a dog leading the blind,
Everything will be fine.
or an owl befriending a young boy, animals are always there for us. Throughout this video, we'll show you all kinds of ways animals help people. Like this monkey, who provides a helping hand for the handicapped. A very sick boy was granted one wish. You'll learn why he chose to spend time with some of his favorite creatures. Plus, you'll see how this dolphin helped bring a smile to a young boy's face. And you'll meet the horses, which are giving some people hope for the future. You'll find all this and more as Wild About Animals presents Animals to the Rescue. This is Coco, a Capuchin monkey who loves to color, and obviously one who likes to add a little personal touch to her work. Coco is one of 15 monkeys presently being trained by Judy Zazula, the executive director of a Boston-based program called Helping Hands.
At Helping Hands, we train Capuchin monkeys to help people who are severely disabled, either from an accident or a disease that makes it impossible for them to use their hands. So the monkeys will help them with everyday activities like getting something to eat or drink, cooking in a microwave, doing video cassettes, audio cassettes, compact discs, helping them with computer work, and even some things that you don't think are pretty significant, like maybe scratching an itch, which is pretty annoying if you can imagine having an itch and not being able to reach it.
What you're watching here is a training session with a monkey who's being prepared for her next owner. Sue Costa is the head trainer here at Helping Hands, and it's her job to simulate the situations which these animals will soon be facing.
Good girl, can you do hand?
They will be able to reposition a hand or a foot after a muscle spasm if an arm or leg falls off the wheelchair.
Just like seeing eye dogs are the eyes for the blind, the Capuchin monkeys have become the hands for the handicapped. After spending the first 6 years of their life with a foster family, these furry little fellas then come to Helping Hands. Here, they're trained and carefully monitored before being placed with a quadriplegic.
Henrietta is a 17-year-old trained Capuchin monkey who has lived with me for 3 years. Here you see her getting a reward of juice from the dispenser on my wheelchair, which I operate from a chin control.
In 1971, Sue Strong of New York City was in an automobile accident, which left her paralyzed from the neck down. Life's everyday freedoms seemed lost to her forever. That is, until Henrietta came along.
Before, if I dropped the mouth stick, it meant the end of my reading. Now Henry retrieves the mouth stick, and I can continue my activities. If an attendant is away for any length of time, Henry is always here to turn on the lights. I no longer have to sit in the dark.
Not only does Henrietta perform the physical needs for Sue, but she has also become a companion for her, a lifetime friend.
I'd say psychologically, Henry does something very important for me. She has brought me out of myself because she gives me something to think about besides my own care.
So, for people like Sue Strong and the many other participants in this program, life has become a bit brighter, all because of this little bundle of energy called the Capuchin monkey.
For somebody who is an animal lover, who needs this kind of help, but also is very lonely, that's one of the big big meanings that these monkeys have to people.
If you were to visit downtown Morristown, New Jersey, chances are you'd almost certainly see a scene like this. A blind person, a guide dog, and a trainer working together. That's because Morristown is where the Seeing Eye School is located. For the blind students here, this school provides a service that matches them with guide dogs. For 4 weeks, each student and dog learns how to work as one. When they complete their training, they'll become inseparable for years to come.
The dog is with that person 24 hours a day. That person is feeding and grooming and taking that dog out for a walk. The dog is working hard with the master, and it's an extremely close relationship, and it just is a beautiful partnership.
One of the graduates of the Seeing Eye is Michelle Drolet, who chose using a guide dog over the more commonly used white cane.
I've always been a very independent person, and as I got into college, I found that I was losing more of my vision, and I wanted to maintain that same type of independence. And with a dog, once I got used to it, initially it takes guts to come here and learn to trust a dog. Now, intellectually, you know that it's safe, but you've got to believe in it emotionally, and that takes a lot of time. In fact, once you leave here, it takes a good year before you really work as a team.
The idea for the Seeing Eye School was first conceived by Dorothy Harrison Eustace, a dog breeder who, when visiting Switzerland in the 1920s, saw German shepherds being trained as guides for blinded veterans of World War I. She was so impressed, she wrote an article about it for the Saturday Evening Post. The title of the article was The Seeing Eye. When the article reached Morris Frank, a young blind man in Tennessee, he wrote to Dorothy, requesting that she help train him and others as well. Dorothy was moved by his request and trained a dog for him. The dog's name was Buddy, and for the next 10 years, Morris and Buddy toured the United States, demonstrating the effectiveness of a guide dog. In 1929, Dorothy established the Seeing Eye in America, and over the years, this pioneering dog guide school has graduated over 6,000 students. Today, less than 2% of the blind population uses a guide dog.
A dog guide may be right for me, but it may not be right for other people, even though they're motivated and want to maintain independence. You can achieve that through using a white cane also. But I think the advantage of having a dog is that you have a companion. I'm a dog lover, and I like having that four-legged canine friend near me at all times.
You're such a sweet guy.
The Seeing Eye breeds its own guide dogs, mainly German Shepherds and Labrador Retrievers, because of their size, intelligence, and temperament. When they're 8 weeks old, they're given to volunteers who teach them basic obedience and provide the animal with lots of love and attention. After 16 months, the dog is then turned over to the Seeing Eye, where it enters a 4-month course of training. One of the amazing aspects of these dogs is their ability to disobey their master's command for the sake of safety. It's called intelligent disobedience.
Good girl. If I'm on a street corner ready to cross the street and I think it's okay to cross and I tell her forward, but she sees a car coming, then she will disobey that command and not go. So even though I didn't hear the car, she saw it or heard the car and disobeyed my command to go forward. So that would be intelligent disobedience.
After 4 months, the guide dog is matched with a new student. The biggest challenge for any blind person is crossing a busy street. This is definitely an area where a guide dog has an advantage over a white cane.
I think many blind people feel much more comfortable and safer with the dog because of the margin of safety that the dog's eyes and decision-making ability offer them. There is a white cane law that exists that when you hold the cane out to cross the street, cars are supposed to stop, but the average driver doesn't know that.
For these Seeing Eye graduates, a guide dog has given them greater sense of independence, dignity, and pride. And as for these dogs, their lives too have been enhanced.
If you believe that having a mission in life and being productive in life is valuable, then I think for a Seeing Eye dog, it's a beautiful life. These dogs are well appreciated, well taken care of. They have the companionship of a human being who relies on them, who needs them, and they're successful at what they do. It's wonderful to see them, see how happy they are.
At first glance, Thorncroft looks like your typical horse stable. Riders of all ages climb into the saddle either to train or just to enjoy the view. But with a closer look, you'll find that this 70-acre farm in suburban Philadelphia is much more than just a place to ride horseback.
We're very fortunate to be involved with therapeutic horseback riding, which proves to be very effective with not only physically disabled but also mentally and emotionally disabled people. Now we have about 150 handicapped riders a week. And we have also about that many, or a few more, about 175 riders a week who are not disabled. And we think it's a wonderful opportunity not only for the so-called normal people to see how some people with disabilities act, but also it's a wonderful chance for disabled people to be in the real world, to be accepted just as normal people.
Randy Armistead looks focused as he runs through drills for an upcoming equestrian show. Randy is a former Delaware State Trooper who suffered severe head injuries during a high-speed car crash. But with therapeutic horseback riding, his life has become a little less of a struggle.
It makes you have a good opinion of yourself. You try and make today as good as or better than yesterday.
Okay, are you ready?
Like all the other able riders at Thorncroft, Debbie Maloney saddles up her mount before riding. Debbie's experiences here have been both pleasurable and painful, but she's been more than happy with the results.
In 1991, I was put on oxygen after chemotherapy damaged my lungs, and about a year and a half later, I could not do anything to be active because I used to swim and play tennis, but none of these things were available to me with the oxygen tank 24 hours a day. So I came out and started riding with the oxygen. And the first time I rode, I was in tears because all the muscles are being stretched and you're in a very strange position. And for 2 or 3 weeks, I was just on a lead line so that I could get rid of the cramps and lengthen the muscles, and no more pain since then. Come on, Peach. They had told me that I'd be on the oxygen the rest of my life. Now, I am improving and I may get off of it at some point, but at this point, this is the only exercise I can get that's really good exercise. Feels wonderful.
Allow the movement all the way up your back.
Terry Long, a physical therapist at nearby Bryn Mawr Rehab, has been working with the riders at Thorncroft for 6 years, and she's still amazed at what she sees.
All the patients I've treated, there's probably only a handful that I can say have not truly benefited from equestrian therapy. I can see improvements every week from the patients, and I have the therapists at the rehab come back to me and say, you know, the patient's transferring much better, they're standing much better, their balance is much better in just a few sessions.
When you are sitting on a horse, you are really simulating the motion of walking. One seat bone is going forward while the other one is coming back. So that's the same thing that happens when you are in fact walking on the ground. And if you have a person that has poor trunk control, to keep taking them through forward and back, up and down and side to side, causes them to keep refining the middle. And it's refining the middle that eventually teaches them how to balance themselves.
Look what Mr. D has.
Little Patrick Delavan hasn't learned much about balance and coordination, but he has learned that riding horses is fun. Patrick was born with floppy baby syndrome, a disorder that gives him poor muscle tone, and he's profoundly deaf. But his parents know that while their son's in the saddle, he's being well taken care of.
There's something about a little child who's 50 pounds handling a 1,500-pound horse in itself, physical, just natural spirits that happen there. He will have a positive feeling about horses, about the world, and that's what we want. I want Patrick to feel positive about what he's doing.
I think that Thorncroft and the horse has provided hope for us. We initially, when he was a little baby, were told that he probably would not walk and that we should ramp our house. The progress has been slow, but it's been there, and it's just given us hope for the future.
All Cody Thompson ever wanted to do was learn how to train dolphins and seals. Now, the Make-A-Wish Foundation has helped make his dream come true. We caught up with the 9-year-old and his mom, Pam, at one of Cody's favorite places, Fort Ricky's Discovery Zoo. Since the day he was born, Cody has been saddled with health problems, and he suffered through many operations.
Cody is a phenomenal person. He's my hero. He's one of the strongest people that I have ever met. He will go through anything in a very matter-of-fact way.
Cody's condition made him a candidate for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the organization that fulfills the wishes of children who have life-threatening illnesses. So, when the local Make-A-Wish chapter sent 2 wish granters to the Thompson residence, Cody was granted anything he wanted.
When we first met Cody, he didn't really know what he wanted. It had to be with animals, but he wasn't sure what exactly he wanted to do.
Cody eventually made his wish to work with marine mammals. A surprising decision, but understandable.
It doesn't matter if it's a little toad hopping out in our backyard or if it's a moth flying around in the house. He has just always been very compassionate toward other creatures.
For his wish, Cody and his mom were flown to San Francisco, where for 2 days, Cody got to work with dolphins, sea lions, and killer whales at Marine World Africa, USA.
When we spent the whole morning with the dolphins, I mean, Cody was just not even of this world anymore. He was on top of cloud 9 somewhere. We started walking up to the whale area, and the trainers were saying to Cody, well, you're going to like the whales. Cody goes, no, no, no.
Well, actually, on my way down to the killer whales, I said to one of the trainers, I said, I'm not too interested in killer whales. But when I got down there, I was having so much fun. It was so fun.
Cody not only got to see these huge mammals up close and touch them, he also learned how to teach them a few tricks.
Oh, yeah, she took a deep breath.
Hey, look, you're not to break this one.
Just watching his face that whole day was enough to give me a special feeling in my heart for him and what he's been able to experience for the rest of my life.
Cody also became friendly with several walruses and sea lions.
When Cody came back from his wish, his family shared with us, which was wonderful, the videotape of him training the animals and a picture book of his pictures that he took. And I think the picture that stands out the most for me is a picture of Cody with his mom and a sea lion. And in that picture, not only was Cody smiling and his mom was smiling, but that sea lion was smiling. And that says something really special about the experience that was created.
Cody could have wished for anything, from a Caribbean cruise to having his own indoor swimming pool. Instead, he chose to be with these animals. And what if by chance he were granted another wish? What would he then choose?
If I had another wish, I would go back down to San Francisco and go and see the killer whales and the dolphins again.
Cody's physical condition is still being closely monitored, and there most likely will be more difficult times ahead for him. But there also is the possibility that Cody will someday be able to lead a healthy, normal life. That would be our greatest wish. The farm at Green Chimneys is quiet now. The animals get a bite of supper or a quick drink before the sun sets, marking the end of another day. It's busy every day for these animals because they're the key ingredient in a special program for some very special children. Green Chimneys is a juvenile rehabilitation center located 60 miles north of New York City. The year-round program treats emotionally disturbed kids from the ages of 6 to 21. But what makes the center so unique is its use of animal-assisted therapy.
The animals are the marching band. They are the ones that say to the children, welcome, come aboard. And the children look at the animals, they see the good care they're receiving, they see the excitement around the animals, and they say if they take good care of the animals, they're going to take good care of me.
Everything will be fine.
Many of the kids at Green Chimneys come from poor, single-parent homes. Some have been abused, others suffer from mental illness. But when the children work with the animals, these problems become secondary.
These children are worried about parents in jail, parents on drugs, totally dysfunctional families. And if we can let these kids relax a little bit from those type of feelings by working with the farm animals, I think we've done our job for the day.
Danny, one of the newer residents at the center, made fast friends with King Arthur, one of Green Chimney's 41 permanently disabled animals.
This owl is more gentle than anything. He won't hurt you at all. And he's gentle now because sort of like his brains could, you know, be a little twisted up or anything. He has a cataract in his left eye, and if we was to release him, we don't think that he would survive. At first time I saw this owl, I just wanted to take care of him. I just felt like he was my own little pet, my buddy. I just wanted to take care of him.
Is the pupil getting bigger and smaller? Can you see that?
The children's time is precious, busy with schoolwork and chores, but many of them go out of their way to visit their animal friends.
She's now asleep. That's good.
Abby, a 13-year resident of Green Chimneys, has his favorite, Daisy, a 500-pound pig.
One day I was walking down here, down the aisle of the farm, and I said, she's alone. Nobody talks to her. So I came in very scared, and I started touching her like this, like that, and she was grunting and scared me. But over the years, I got to know Daisy, one of my best friends now. And I wasn't scared of her after that because she was a cool pig. I love her, she loves me. I give her respect. I mean, you know, they got a pool, the gym, but that doesn't satisfy me. The animals do.
The animals give love to children. They give the children an opportunity to learn. They teach the children that they are valuable, not that the animals are valuable, but that the child is valuable. We think that if you learn to love an animal and you feel the love of an animal to you, then you in turn can love another child, you in turn can reach out and love an adult, and you in turn can be a better person because of it.
The Clearwater Marine Aquarium looks and sounds like any other aquarium. Serving as a rehabilitation center for injured animals, the primary goal here is to return these creatures to the sea. Creatures like Belle, an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. Belle is currently being treated for this serious shark bite above her left fin. Once fully recovered, she'll be released, and the aquarium's job will be complete. However, there is another facet to this facility which sets it apart from all the others. Mo is a 400-pound sea turtle who came to the aquarium with a shell deformity. This large loggerhead has difficulty diving for food and must be hand-fed. Sunset Sam, also an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin, was beached back in 1984. Sam is blind in one eye and suffers from a serious liver disorder. Unfortunately, Mo and Sam will never be released back into the wild. But because of a program here at the aquarium, these two animals have found a different form of life, one that is geared towards helping people. Mary Ann Klingel is a recreational therapist who heads up this very unique project.
The Full Circle program utilizes the animals that we have rescued that now are getting care here, and now they are sort of the rescuers. They're coming full circle, and they are helping children with disabilities. Here we go.
Children like Josh Goldsmith. Josh is a 3-year-old boy who was born with Down syndrome. In his short life, Josh has also suffered from both stomach and heart ailments. But, like the animals, he too has found happiness here at the aquarium.
All done? All done, okay.
Once a week, Josh takes part in an animal-assisted therapy session, which offers him the opportunity to interact with both Mo and Sunset Sam.
Josh is a very good kid. He's got a lot of energy, and he does really well, you know, with Sunset. He seems to enjoy it quite a bit, and Sunset seems to enjoy him too. He seems to listen in onto what Josh is doing with the therapist.
This unconditional love between handicapped animals and handicapped children is what makes the program so special. It's a time when nothing else matters, a time when a little boy can play with his newfound friends. Obviously, little Josh loves what he does. And for his mom, this is a place where she can stand back and watch her son have fun with the animals and develop new feelings of accomplishment and self-esteem.
It's really wonderful. You know, anybody would love to do this. Anyone would. And it's a special time for him, and it raises self-esteem and helps him, because later on in life, that is my fear. The world is not such a giving place, and he does need a little extra attention, and this is really just great for him. And to watch him down there, I wish it was me down there. I'd love to go on that platform with the dolphin.
Get your hand up, around. Oh,
My personal goal in the program is just to bring happiness into the children's life. You know, it's a very goal-oriented program. We're always working on specific therapeutic goals, but if the children have fun, they laugh, and they feel comfortable and happy with themselves after a session, then I'm happy.
We hope you've enjoyed watching these everyday animals performing not-so-everyday tasks. For everyone here at Animals to the Rescue, thanks for watching.